Hello and welcome to this edition of I'll Sip to That. On this episode, it is something very special, a very good treat we're going to give to you. We're going to discuss is blood thicker than water. And I have my cousins with me. Ladies, are you ready to talk about if blood is really thicker than water?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And as you see, we have our red cups representing the blood and our wine. So, if, again, as you all watch the show, if you agree with anything that we're talking about, we want you to lift your cups and sip to that. If you're not in agreement with it, just wait a little while in the show. I'm sure there's something that you will agree with. So right now, I'm going to drop my mic, and I'm going to allow the commentator to ask us questions. And ladies, anything that we discuss is open field. There's no judgment. There's no criticism. It's just talking about everything from your heart. Agree?
Agree.
All right. Well, let the show begin.
All right, is blood thicker than water? Who may I start with first? Natalie, what do you think about this subject?
It all depends. It all depends. You have some friends that you get close with and you can speak to, you can tell them things, and you know that, they're always going to be there for you. They're not going to, go behind your back, talk about you, tell anybody else. So sometimes, and there are sometimes you tell people that you think shouldn't and you confide in. So sometimes, yeah, blood, water sometimes is thicker than blood, if you ask me. But then again, on certain situations, I feel like if with my family, I'm a person, I love hard, and I love all my family. So I'm like this. If you have a problem with my family, they right or wrong, I'm going to tell them they're wrong. You have a problem with me. I'm not going to let
Right or wrong?
I will tell them if they're right or wrong.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to come to me about my family. You understand what I'm saying? Without me saying something to you, regardless if, whatever the situation may be. I'm not going to let you disrespect my family, regardless, because that's just who I am. I've always been there like that with my cousins. I'm like, oh, you can be my friend, but you better not say nothing to my cousin. So it depends on the situation. You're not going to come to me sideways about my family. So
Well, it seems like you're leaning more to the blood.
Well, did you listen to both things I said?
I said you're leaning more to the blood. I listened to you.
Well, I said two different things, but okay.
I agree with Natalie.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
going to say this. And the same message that she was saying, sometimes it is that your friends can be closer to you than your own family. But then at the same thing, I say one thing with my sister and brother a lot of times. I'm going to defend them in public. I'll correct them in private.
Amen.
There's no reason that I should have to, I'm going to stand there for my family. I'm going to be there for them regardless. But yes, if they're wrong, there's nothing wrong with me correcting them in private, but I'm not going to let somebody else outside of that come in and try to come against them. Because I'm always going to be there for my family. So I've been on both ends of it, where I said that some of my friends, and I'm the type of person that don't have that many friends. I keep it very, very little. I have like a couple girls that I've known forever, or I'm not really close to, and I will say they can be more like family than some of my family members. So in that case, sometimes that water is thicker than my own blood. But everybody knows how I am about family. I go hard for family, and I say this: I ain't gotta like them all, but I love you every last one of you.
That's right. I'll sip to that. I'll sip to that.
So, Stacey, what do you think?
I agree with Natalie and Taye. I agree with Natalie and Taye's comments. Absolutely. It depends on the situation. It can go either way. It depends on what's going on and who you're able to trust. And your family should always be there, but they will be there at the end, as it has been said. So if someone was to be seriously injured, even though you're not speaking to that person, you're going to be there for them, So that's what I say.
All right, you might pass to the right.
We all know I'm boisterous. So, yes, I'll gobble. Yes, I love my family, but there are times when they can be a hard pill to swallow. They may not agree with you, which is fine, but sometimes there's ones that want to be a little bit more in your business than they need to be. And
Oh my gosh.
yes, we have.
Opinions.
some of their business is swept under the rug more than others. But at the end of the day, blood should be thicker than water. But we have situations to say what these ladies have said, that people forget what that meaning is to be family, and it's hard to figure out, is blood thicker than water? But you ride out with your family. You discuss with family, not make a scene in the streets or any other settings, social media, anything, where it may not be somebody else's business to discuss, because then that gives everyone else the leeway to say, oh, this, you don't even know what you're talking about, but you're talking. So at the end of the day, some things are better off where you let it cool down and discuss it, and not make it bigger than what it is, because sometimes it's not for everyone to have an input on something. You don't know what someone's going through, and if that's family, you should be able to reach out to family and not just assume what somebody's going through or have so much say on what someone's going through, because you may be going through something, they're going through something, but you know a little bit more on their information. But nobody ever knew you went through it, but you got so much to say about what they're going through. So at the end of the day, love your family, and yeah, you may have friends, like they said, that you're close with, but at the end of the day, you are your own person. You're gonna rock hard with who you rock with. Your family ain't always right. Your friends ain't always right. Sometimes it's best to be to yourself, but at the end of the day, know who's who. Know who you are and be who you are, and don't pretend for nobody, family or not, and you have a right to say what you need to say just as well as they do too. So
Thank you.
Okay, well listen,
Tia.
that was great, and I want to piggyback off something she said. What do you do in a situation when there is a situation where family is wrong and you know they're wrong, and you, because of your family, you still want to, be on their side, but you have to, also be that, hard with it and tell them that they're wrong. How difficult is that to do sometimes?
Tag me in, because I heard it. Please tag her. I don't think it's difficult at all. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right, and that's just the way I am. I'm not picking a side because you're just my family. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and that's just how I would handle the situation. Now, I'm ready to answer the question: is blood thicker than water? And I think, for me, water seems a lot more thicker than my family. I used to think that my family blood was thicker than water, but that's just me personally. I don't feel it no more. I really, really don't. I don't know, and I know everything has a season. I think through family, there's things that happen that causes breakdowns, and, but they're still gonna be your family. We're still gonna ride for each other, and just like Nat said, if somebody comes from my family, I cannot be talking to you, but I'm still gonna ride for you if I know you're really my family, because I feel like I have some family members that really have not rode for me, but they would expect you to do the thing for them. And I'm a firm believer that when people show you who they are, even if they're related to you, believe them. Just believe who it is, because unfortunately we're related by blood. That's it. That don't always connect you just because you're related by blood. I just don't believe that. We're family because we didn't have a choice. But I do believe that, I love my family. I love my cousins. We all grew up as sisters, so we fight, we argue, we don't talk to each other. I'm sure we all talk about each other and have talked about each other. So there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no real judgment, I guess I would say, because Nat's favorite thing is, oh, nobody can say anything because everybody's been through something. Like, that's one of her favorite lines.
Well, if it's a lie, tell me it's a lie.
You can sip to that. But that's her thing. I think differently, because I feel like if somebody has been through something, everybody goes through something, but everybody's not going through the same thing. So if you're able to offer something else off of what you've been through, I think you should be an open door to receive it. That's just my opinion. Okay?
Can I have the mic?
You sure can.
Okay, to piggyback off of Shannon,
Louder.
I'll just say it is not that I don't want, in a family, you don't want to hear somebody's opinion. It's about how you do it. Everything is about how you do it. If I confide in you or we're talking about something, and if I come to you and tell you something and somebody else come back and say, well, so-and-so, or I come around and so-and-so telling me something that I confided in you in, that's a problem to me.
I believe we all probably felt that.
If, we like that. We like that. And there's a situation. It's all about how you bring it to somebody. You don't bring it like, oh, girl, you did it. It's about, come on,
Yes,
let's
and
talk
you know
about
what?
it.
And can I just tag in for a second? Because it can also be the way that the person brought it to you. Don't mean that's the way that it was said. So you have to understand that people deliver things differently and be like, girl, you know what she said? So you have to be careful. Yes, it is your mic. I just wanted to piggyback off of that.
Well, no, I'm not talking about somebody you're into. I'm talking about a person in your family as an individual.
That's what I'm talking about. A person in your family.
Okay, Tanisha, did you have anything to say?
I guess I'll sit to that. 'Cause I guess I'm
Yes. Hey, this is good TV right here, y'all. Good TV. And Tanisha. Is
See,
Tanisha?
This is why I
Oh,
always gotta
okay.
drink to that.
All right.
She makes me drink.
I think the main thing with this family in particular is that we're all a bunch of strong, opinionated people.
Yeah.
Especially with us, majority of us, our age group is girls. And we've been raised to be strong individuals. That's what we saw from our grandmother, from our aunts, from our mothers. That's what we got that from. We picked up how they held themselves, how they presented themselves. So I think a lot of times how we perceive with each other, well, like we can come at each other all day long. At the end of the day, I'm like this. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I don't care.
Right.
But I love them.
I'll sit down. I'm there
I
now.
love them. I said
I'm
like
there now.
we can go at it all day long. At the end of the day, I'm like, she'll get over it.
Right.
She'll be okay. I'll give her that room to get over it. And I think sometimes I need that room to get over it. Like something that will happen, even amongst other family members, and I'll get like, I feel like it's wrong. I'm like, nah, that's not how we were raised. It should not be like that. And
Well-
I had to withdraw myself from those family members for a little while because I'm like, that kind of presence, that kind of vibe, I can't be around it, and that's still my family. Doesn't take away from the fact that I don't love them or that I don't feel that bond with them. It's just that sometimes I need a time out. I need to say, I need a break.
Well, I must say, you know what I'm saying, the fact that it's a lot of women, I think you guys do pretty good because women are very catty and, you know, there's a lot of issues that happen with women. So I think that you guys have done pretty good so far. Nobody cut nobody.
We don't fight.
You know,
Well, this group
so,
don't
you know,
fight.
I think y'all have done.
There's a few that do.
Okay, well, you know.
I'm just saying.
Well, listen, Tanisha's the only one hasn't spoken, y'all. Can we get the mic to her? You know?
Well, good afternoon.
All right, Tanisha.
Yes, well, I actually agree with a few of the panelists because I can see we do have very different personalities, very strong. But I will say it's all about respect and being upfront and direct. And if you believe that the information or the message is coming from a genuine place, then I think that we should be all okay with speaking to each other and actually making a comment. And it's not always about you're talking about me or you think, so you're better or you haven't gone through something. I don't think it's about that. I really believe if you know your family and you know the person that is coming from in the message, I think you should be able to separate the message from the messenger sometimes. And sometimes it's like, we have preconceived ideas about, if I say this, this person's going to think this. And that's not always the case because truly, I know I am very outspoken and very direct in the approach. But typically I would think that people would know that when I'm speaking about something, it's because either A, I really believe I know what I'm talking about. I said, I believe it. You She's benefited from some of these conversations. Let's just say it's that. But anyway, I do believe that, but I also believe that everybody has a good place, and sometimes we do need each other's support, and it might not be the information that you're looking for, but the message may be difficult, but I'd rather give it to you than not. But I know that I've had some different interactions with my cousins, and everybody okay? Like it's real quiet around here.
Awesome to that.
But at the end of the day, I would just say, as we move forward and we go through, I do think that
everybody should really take into account, is this relationship something worth salvaging?
Yes.
It is a conflict.
I'll sit to that.
Because just because you are, and I will answer the first part of the question is blood thicker than water? And I think it truly depends for certain people. Because I know that sometimes everybody is not in a good place for you. And you have to determine if they're more toxic than helpful.
Right.
And if they are not, then it's unfortunate, but you have to decide if that person is of value or if that person is hurting you. And at that point, that's when you make a decision on whether you're going to engage them and to what degree you're going to engage them. You can't just necessarily say, okay, well, I'm no longer in the family, but you can say I'm not associating with this member of the family. That is a difference, but still being able to respect the differences. I'm going to say it's about you and your self-confidence and your self-esteem and all of that, because I know I'm not talking to anyone that I feel is disrespecting me or my family or anything like that, because I don't believe I deserve that, and I don't believe that they deserve that, and I'm just not willing to put myself in that predicament. So, you know, but again, I think that goes for a lot of people. When I'm speaking to people, you know, family or otherwise, I do say, you know, is it working for you? And if it's not working for you, you need to decide what's going to work for you. So I don't think it's just as clear cut as blood is thicker than water or not. I think it's really individual, and I think we all need to really take account to that relationship.
Yes, now let's go to Jasmine. She's
Yes.
our last person.
Yes, Jasmine is here today. Hey, what's up, Jazz?
Hey Mike, how are you?
All right.
I definitely just want to say that I want to, I totally agree with all the women on the panel today, and we definitely thank you here at Stick to That for tuning in, and also just showing up and giving your support and feedback. But once again, if you are a person who feels that your back corner is not as strong as your family, then it is okay to feel like that, because sometimes you can't turn to the other cheek if you want to. And as Tanisha said, the way that your family comes about, you cannot pick them, you cannot choose them, but they're your family. I'm not going to allow you to speak negatively on them, but that's my family, and I will speak to them in private, as Naya said. So once again, you know, your opinion is your opinion, and I thank you for tuning into that, and we're going to close out the show today.
Yes, and thank you all for tuning in. Thank you guys for being on our episode of Is Blood Thicker Than Water? I would love to continue this again, because I think there needs to be a second part. So maybe we will do that at another time. But thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe to our channel, tag a friend, and as always, sip to that.